Good day. Welcome to another episode of the Sean Farrell podcast. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ is Lord. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Amen. So, one of the things that you hear often is how people who deal with suicidal thoughts, suicidal ideation, one of the things that you often hear is how much strength it takes to not act on those thoughts. Okay? How much strength it takes to not act on those thoughts. And using every ounce of fiber in your body, every ounce of fiber in your being to keep that wall of suicidal ideation from pushing you in. Okay? And so it does take strength to survive those, not to act on those thoughts. Okay? It takes real strength. And I've had thoughts before. I still do. I have not acted on those thoughts, but it just seems like the past couple of weeks, those thoughts have gotten even more hyper aggressive. Those thoughts have gotten even more hyper aggressive. Okay? Hyper aggressive on steroids. Hyper aggressive suicidal ideation. Okay? What am I talking about? Well, a few videos ago, I told you all that I had to go to court over a debt. Okay? I had to go to civil court over a debt. And I told you all that I was scammed in 2022 out of thousands of dollars in credit cards. Okay? So I had to go to court over that. And so, and the video that I made a few days ago, relieving trauma is no fun. And it is absolutely no fun. But and when you relieve that trauma, again, it can bring on depression, anxiety, sadness. It can also make you second guess, question yourself, why you did those things in the first place. Okay, it can second guess. And it just seems like these past couple of weeks have been outrageously rough mentally. And when they say it takes every ounce of your being to not to act on those thoughts, how true that is. How true that is. Because it just seemed like suicidal ideation for me. I'm just speaking for my higher self. Suicidal ideation for me was strong. And I mean, it was hyper aggressive strong. And it was so strong, it is like a sharp sword that you can feel. It is like a sharp sword that you can feel. That's saying, end it, end it, end it, end it. And it takes every ounce of fiber in yourself to say, no, no, That's what suicidal ideation is like for me personally. It's like a sharp sword. It's like a sharp sword with a voice saying, end it. And tell you what, one of the things that you have to do is you have to fight those intrusive thoughts. Fight those intrusive thoughts along with combating your suicidal ideation. So you're taking on 2-on-1. Mentally, you're taking two on one. Okay. And you have to fight not only suicidal ideation, but the negative intrusive questions that you ask yourself. One of the things that one of the intrusive thoughts that I've been working hard to keep at bay is you're a failure. That's one of the main ones that I've been working really hard to keep at bay. And it takes supernatural strength mentally. It takes supernatural strength mentally not to be able to act on those thoughts, not to believe that stuff that their voice is saying. Okay. The easy thing to do would be to give in to that voice that's saying, you're nothing, you're a failure, you're stupid. That's the easy thing. Because when you do the easy thing, doing the easy thing, that requires no energy, doing the easy thing. But when you say, no, I'm going to do the hard thing and not believe what that voice is saying, that takes strength. That takes strength. And when you say no to not acting on your suicidal thoughts, you're doing the hard thing. But you're also doing the right thing too, by choosing not to believe those thoughts. And that's the reason why we have suicide prevention walks. That's the reason I speak about having more conversations about suicide every day. This shirt right here, be the voice. We got to speak about how this stuff. And I'm going to continue to say, hey, that it needs to be spoken about. And it is still Men's Health Month. November is almost at an end, but it's still Men's Health Month. And yeah, so let's be the voice. Okay. And it takes real strength. It does take real strength. Especially when those suicidal ideation thoughts are on steroids. a suicidal ideation, thoughts on steroids, and you want to act, but you don't. Yeah. Um, Another thing I want to talk about. Um, so I've said that like God has these stuff that I went through. God was preparing me. When I was little, the stuff I went through, God was preparing me. Okay. For what my purpose was. Okay. And I've been told by several people. I've been told by several people who call the 9888 line. I've been told by several people that, hey, you're doing God's work. Oh. Microphone. Check. Anyway, back to the point. I've been told by people who've called into the 988 Suicide Prevention Lifeline, you're doing God's work. Okay? You're doing God's work. So, I was at work the other day. Okay? And I was at work and I see one of my co-workers who shall remain nameless. Not going to call no names. I see one of my co-workers and their face is buried like this. And their face is buried. And I go over to her. I'm like, hey. You okay? Hey. You okay? So then she told me about the stuff that she went through. Well, yeah, she was also crying. She was also crying. And she told me about the stuff that she went through. She told me about the stuff she went through when she had to go somewhere. She told me about the situation with her parents or whatnot. And let me tell you something. I was more than happy. I was more than happy to hear her story. I was more than happy to hear her story. More than happy to hear her pain. Yeah, I was more than happy to hear the things that she was going through. More than happy too. And after that, it just kind of reinforced a point that that the stuff that I went through when I was a kid, when I was little, God was preparing me the whole time. Okay? God was preparing me the whole time. And yeah. So all I can do is just give all the glory to God. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. And I'll just end right there. Peace out, y'all. God bless.